Stable agriculture is vital to the livelihoods of farmers and to sustainable national progress. However, the irrigated land that can achieve stable agriculture is very limited. E-COBSI can provide one solution by empowering smallholder farmers through self-help. This not only improves farmers' livelihoods, but also their income and nutrition status.
Zambia is a landlocked country located in southern Africa. It is rich in mineral resources and is renowned as one of the world's leading copper-producing nations. Zambia has approximately 60% of its land suitable for cultivation, and about 60% of the working population is engaged in agriculture. The majority of agriculture in Zambia relies on rain-fed farming, leading to unstable agriculture productivity due to erratic rainfall patterns and recent climate changes.
To achieve stable agricultural production, irrigation development which can secure water resources is essential, and there is need for an expansion of irrigation areas in Zambia. Unfortunately, out of the potential irrigable land in Zambia, only a small fraction is currently being utilized for irrigation.
Therefore, since 2009, JICA has been implementing an approach focused on community-based small-scale irrigation development in the country. In this approach, farmers can engage in irrigation development through self-help efforts without relying on external support. By incorporating market-oriented agriculture and nutritional improvement, this approach has contributed to increased agriculture production and improved livelihoods for farmers.
First of all, JICA implemented study for the capacity building and development for community-based smallholder irrigation scheme in northern and Luapula provinces of the Republic of Zambia from 2009 to 2011. This is called E-COBSI study.
E-COBSI study is aiming to identify the potential for small-scale irrigation development in northern part.
This E-COBSI study developed 544 hectares of irrigated land in 2 provinces.
After E-COBSI study, JICA started Technical Cooperation Project on community-based smallholder irrigation in the Republic of Zambia from 2014 to 2017. This project, commonly called E-COBSI developed 945 hectares irrigated land and constructed 14 permanent weirs in northern, Luapula and Muchinga provinces.
Since December 2018, the E-COBSI project, expansion of community-based smallholder irrigation development project, has been implemented based on the result of the E-COBSI study and E-COBSI.
The project is aiming to enhance the resilience of smallholder farmers to climate change by expanding irrigated agriculture development in collaboration with SHIP and implementing nutrition improvement activities in 6 provinces.
In addition, the project period of E-COBSI is from December 2018 to February 2024.
The target area of the project is composed of 6 provinces, and they are classified into 2 groups. The first one consists of 3 provinces, namely Northern, Luapula and Muchinga province, where E-COBSI study and E-COBSI were implemented. Hereinafter referred to as the follow-up provinces. The second group consists of newly targeted 3 provinces, namely Copperbelt, Northwestern and Central provinces. Hereinafter referred to as the new target provinces. The total number of target districts of E-COBSI is 45, which is comprised of 24 from the follow-up provinces and 21 from the new target provinces.
For the smooth implementation of the project, JICA organized a Japanese expert team and the Ministry of Agriculture assigned counterpart personnel. These experts and counter personnel from Ministry of Agriculture formed the E-COBSI promotion unit, which implemented all the project activities under E-COBSI project.
This is the overall schedule of the project. E-COBSI is composed of 3 phases and 5 cycles of the trainings.
This project employs a cascade-like mechanism of technology dissemination. By utilizing the existing extension system of the Ministry of Agriculture in Zambia, the project has been aiming to gradually disseminate the techniques and knowledge of irrigation, farming, marketing, and nutrition.
E-COBSI activities are mainly composed of 3 components: community-based smallholder irrigation, smallholder horticulture empowerment and promotion, called SHEP, and nutrition improvement.
As an entry point, smallholders who rely on only rain-fed agriculture start community-based smallholder irrigation called E-COBSI. In E-COBSI, farmers construct a simple weir of their own. This weir is made of locally available materials. In the second step, farmers learn SHEP approach. This is the approach to increase farmers' production and income.
Increased production and income lead to the last step, nutrition improvement. Increase of productivity of irrigated agriculture leads to improvement of smallholders' resilience and adaptability. As one of the major activities, Japanese experts and CPU members have been training the officers who are standing on front line of the extension activities.
Basic concept of E-COBSI is constructing simple weir and canals which enable irrigated farming during dry seasons.
This is an image of an irrigation scheme under the E-COBSI concept. Simple weir increase water level, allowing farmers to intake water and conduct gravity irrigation through canals.
Requirement for the construction of simple weir is presence of perennial river. The advantage of E-COBSI is using only locally available materials. This means that farmers can operate and maintain irrigation facilities on their own.
Farmers build a simple weir by themselves, which fosters a sense of ownership in the facility. Also, E-COBSI is simple yet very functional, so farmers can find it easy to reconstruct when washed away.
In training, E-COBSI introduces 4 types of simple weirs depending on a stream condition. Incline type is applied if the stream is narrow and deep. Single line type, double line type, and triagonal type are applied if the stream is wide and shallow. Case of much water leakage or applicable as a footpath, double line type is applied. In case of rocky foundation of the stream bed, triagonal is applied. Likewise, furrow is also earthen canal. Farmers use of line level to ensure proper channel slope and route. Furrows made with equipment which farmers already use for farming.
E-COBSI is gravity irrigation. Gravity irrigation is an irrigation method that uses the difference in elevation of the terrain to direct water to the beneficiary area by gravity, so that the farmers can water their crops just by opening furrows.
For starting the dry season, CPU members conducted kick-off training and have been training officers who are standing on front line of extension activities. They gave the theory of irrigation development and practice of the simple scheme.
The trained officers help instruct farmers to construct a simple weir in the field. The extension officers provide technical advice on site selection, weir type, and canal alignment.
When you talk of the E-COBSI project, I myself am under the provincial CPU. With my colleagues, I think we've done a good job through capacity building by JICA. Also, the district and our extension officers, I think a lot of capacity building has been done in crop production, irrigation development, marketing, of which that has also been transferred to our farmers, which is evident as we visit the districts. Farmers are able to articulate and practice on most of those aspects which we are teaching them. Also, one important aspect on capacity building, I think we have engineers under the irrigation engineering section. I think there have been a capacity built on designing, construction, as well as on maintenance of stone masonry weirs, which are key actually when it comes to upgrading of simple weir sites to permanent weir sites using stone masonry.
Farmers have been organized in a manner that they are able to work as a group and be able to mitigate some of the challenges that they face as a group, because the risk means it's being shared amongst the group.
Many farmers used to implement bucket irrigation which needed more labor. However, a simple weir enables gravity irrigation in gardens. Farmers can water their crops by opening furrows.
Some advantage of the project has been the fact that in the construction of a simple weir, there is the use of locally available materials, which means that farmers don't need to spend anything to construct it. It's basically grass and sticks. Which means this also has reduced the amount of labor that is needed to divert water from the stream itself to their gardens, because after the construction of the weir, they construct canals, and the canals go uphill and they irrigate the beds by gravity irrigation. So the fact that they're using gravity irrigation means they don't need to use any fuel to pump out water from the stream. That's also been an advantage because the water simply comes down by gravity. There's also been the use of double canals, meaning from a one weir they can construct two canals, one on the left, one on the right, and farmers on both ends can use these to irrigate their crops.
They've also been taught of how to construct furrows using a spirit level, which is going to bring water from the water source to the farmer's garden by gravity without any challenges. And they have an assured water, no matter the distance from the water source to where the garden is, the water is still able to move from the water source through to the farmer's garden.
Ba iko vaishire tusambirisha pamusango umo uwa kupanga simple weir tuwaleka ukulaimia yali amabuckets nangwa amawater cans muko bati tutapirisha efirimwa fyesu na tukwata omubere umo twaleta pirishishamu cabbage yesu. Cabbage yena isenda 4 months amenshuku abula okuputuka. 4 months yopako batise ipwenishi na unaka aba E-COBSI balisa tupokololako kiri ekisendo bayishire tulango ko bati 1 kwali bako simple weir, 2 kwali bako n'omusango omu wako bati uwamitapirishishe flood irrigation chali twafwa ine ingo omulimi wakuno kuyikimpe kutwashuka tachaafwire feineneka tu chaafwire nabena muparamano nabena abalelima chafuire n'abana bandi bali abale irishanya lyonse fyo kwati awo dadi lyonse nishikula tapirisha awo lelo kumlandu waba E-COBSI abana bali sate mwemi bombele ya bulimi.
The next step, after a simple weir development has been implemented in E-COBSI, is to upgrade it to a permanent weir. While simple weirs have the advantage of being cheap and easy to construct, it costs around $2 to $3. The amount of water that can be secured is low, which often creates challenges related to water quantity. By upgrading permanent weirs, it allows farmers to secure more water increase in the area under irrigated agriculture and agriculture production. This is the most significant benefit of upgrading from simple to permanent weirs. The cost of the permanent weir is around $18,000. First, farmers start irrigated agriculture from a simple weir as the entry point of irrigated agriculture. Once farmers are familiar with irrigated agriculture and maintenance, they upgrade to permanent weir. Upgrading from simple weirs to permanent weirs has the advantage that farmers have experience in irrigated agriculture in simple weirs, which allows them to smoothly carry out irrigated agriculture after upgrading to permanent weirs. With the guidance by government engineers, farmers can construct the permanent weir by themselves using external materials such as cement and stone. Since the farmers have mastered irrigated agriculture, maintenance, and permanent weir construction, they can maintain the permanent weirs on their own. Therefore, investment risk is minimized by going through phases. In the E-COBSI, 3 permanent weirs were constructed in new provinces: Copperbelt, Northwestern, and Central provinces.
We have been implementing E-COBSI program for the last 5 years, and part of the E-COBSI implementation involved the construction of simple weirs. We've done a lot of simple weirs in the province, which farmers have been using to irrigate. And after noticing that the Shibende scheme was doing very well, the site was chosen for a permanent weir, and the construction of permanent weir started, and it is complete. It's a massive thing, it's a lot of work, and the farmers have shown a lot of commitment to do the permanent weir. Some of the advantages of the permanent weir is that once it is constructed, it will sit there and the farmers will be using it. It will be even an inheritance for their children, even the children's children. And also, it has less or probably no maintenance. It is something very strong. Another point is that it is durable.
The farmers won't have to start construction. Every year they want to do cultivation because the weir is already there. The other thing that it has increased the command area, meaning that the irrigable area now will be bigger and more farmers are going to benefit from there. The benefit the farmers are going to draw from this permanent weir are that they are going to have more land brought under irrigation. It means that they'll grow more crops, they'll have more profit, their household incomes will improve. They'll be able to take their children to school, they'll be able to buy household furniture. The other thing is that apart from just irrigating the crops, they'll also go into fish farming because there's a land, the command area would have been increased. Actually, it is already increased. So they'll even have fish ponds, apart from the vegetable gardens which they currently have.
In 2019 ba JICA po baishire ne kwitipempura ikumuna kwambamba kuno kuntu kwa wama twafuwa ne kwiba kwasha nekyakine betu kwashishe betushimikira kaombe kamuyayaya twafunda mafundisho avuraki akine kine mukuzima matomato makabeji mbere kumwenamo mari akukonsha kushimikamo nenzubo nashimika karanzubo yapwa 5 room house yapwa kabizi yakwa mari mbere kutwara abana ba skuru kabizi netubirerwa mbere kupota bambuji aponzira bambuji bavuraki akine kine kampepo tu katataka nafumane kupota prao ya kubika kuba ng'ombe kupitira tu mu garden.
To increase agricultural incomes on the newly irrigated land resulting from the construction of weir, E-COBSI is implementing market-oriented agriculture. This is in line with one of JICA's approaches for global agendas, the SHEP approach, which has shown positive results worldwide. E-COBSI has integrated the SHEP approach into its component.
SHEP advocates a shift in farmers' perspectives, encouraging them to move away from a traditional grow and sell mindset to a more strategic grow to sell approach. By positioning agriculture as a business, SHEP empowers farmers to view their work through an entrepreneurial lens. This transformative approach not only focuses on cultivating crops, but also cultivates economic success, emphasizing E-COBSI's commitment to sustainable and profitable farming practices.
SHAPE is an acronym for JICA's Smallholder Horticulture Empowerment and Promotion Project, which started in Kenya in 2006. The SHAPE approach was originally developed through trial and error during this project.
SHEP approach consists of 4 essential steps such as 1. Share goal with farmers. 2. Farmers' awareness is raised. 3. Farmers make decisions. And 4. Farmers acquire skills.
Many donors have similar approaches to market-oriented agriculture. However, SHEP's approach differs from others in that it is unique in its psychological approach to developing and motivating people through essential steps. The first step in SHEP approach is sharing goals with farmers, which includes sensitization workshops. The purpose of these workshops is to communicate SHEP's vision and goals to farmers and to foster common understanding. The aim is to empower farmers, instill a sense of self-reliance, and cultivate business mind aspirations. The second step is farmers' awareness is raised, which includes iconic SHEP activity known as market survey. During this survey, farmers personally visit markets and conduct surveys. This hands-on approach allows farmers to not only gain insight into the current situation, but also to discover potential opportunities within the horticultural business. It is a valuable opportunity for farmers to heighten their awareness and explore ways to enhance their engagement in the business. Based on results on market survey, the third step is farmers make decisions in form of crop selection. During this step, the farmers group members take responsibility for prioritizing their target crops and work together to develop cropping calendars for those chosen crops. This step empowers farmers to make informed decisions about selection and scheduling of crops based on the market needs and circumstances. The fourth step is farmers acquire skills, which includes on-demand driven in-field training. In this step, extension officers provide training that is tailored to the farmer's specific needs and focuses on cultivation skills. Farmers are highly motivated and willing to learn, and the training is also designed to be easily adaptable so that farmers effectively learn what they need to know.
Most of these smallholder farmers are involved in horticultural crops. So as they are growing these crops, they are also taught about the SHEP approach. They are connected to the SHEP approach so that they will be able to have the market as they are growing these horticultural crops. This program has happened in most of the provinces where E-COBSI has been happening, and most of the farmers have also been given the concept of SHEP. So farmers are able to go to the market, find out about the best crop that they can grow in the market, when they come back, they now practice the E-COBSI. So it is worked out extremely very well for the farmers who have participated in this program. And the E-COBSI and the SHAPE are complementing each other very well to help the farmer grow their income.
This SHAPE component has helped us a lot. And the farmers have actually appreciated this concept because it helps them to plan and not to do haphazard kind of agriculture. They plan with the market in mind. So when the farmers have picked this concept, they are applying it in the sense that they are able to explore nearby markets and even faraway markets. From the SHAPE approach, they are even able to use other platforms of doing the market survey, like digital platforms. They are able to use their mobile phones to interact with the market. The SHAPE approach gives them the confidence to actually interact with the market. The farmers are not just price takers at the end of the day, but they are partners and they are key players in whatever value chain that they are involved in.
We have learned many things concerning farming through E-COBSI. One, keeping of records and the marketing survey, as well as determination of seed variety and other many more things. What you have learned from there is our farmers have now raising the money from their farming. They have even sending their children to school through what they are getting from their farming.
Chimbi ekyo batusambirisha mu SHAPE approach ni fya market survey kuya mukufaya ififwayo kwa paliri yanchita era nomba twaisa mukufitantika nga twafitantika filya fintu ilya information ila twafidishako ukweba ati nomba twapanga kalenda iyakubyalirapo filya filimwa ifyo batwebere ukweba ati nga kyakutatirwa filima fikala tupele endalama ishalondoloka paliri yanchita. So nga twatantika era nomba twasalaula iyo bebati crop ranking twaishibe filimu efyakubaira kukulima mu garden myesu nefyakukonkapo nefile konkapo pakweba ati filya fintu tatulendima fye ukwabula okwata market kabiri twalileko okubula efye sukutwala ku market bantu abene bana kungula besa mukufaya fye fintu ifye twabebere kubati tukabalimina kunoko ku garden yesu. So chali tuwangukira kuno kutwangikirako.
JICA has also strengthened its commitment to fighting malnutrition and overnutrition, which significantly affect human life and health.
Following E-COBSI and SHAPE approach, nutrition improvement has been addressed. Project recommends that with irrigated agriculture equals E-COBSI and SHAPE, nutrition status of farmers could improve with intake of produced products and intake of new nutritious products from increase in income. Also, the project team introduced a hand-scale method called Tebakari Eyohu to disseminate a proper and healthy diet behavior. In addition, the project promoted fish ponds that use surplus water irrigation. Farmers can get not only additional income but also protein from fish ponds. Tebakari Eyohu is a simple method to measure proper amount of calories and nutrient intake using the palm of your hand as a scale in Japan. Nutrition officers and Japanese experts localized this method according to the background in Zambia. The advantage of this method is that farmers can easily understand how much a necessary amount of food per day is for them. Nutrition officers are training farmers on Tebakari Eyohu with cookery demonstrations.
We've done a number of activities under the project. One of them was developing the hand scale. In Japanese, it's called Tebakari Eyohu. This is a method of estimating or measuring the quantity of food to eat per day. So this is actually the hand scale. And as you can see, it has got a wide variety of foods. In total, it has 6 different types of food groupings. This is what is recommended for people to consume every day. And if people eat all the foods that are here every day, the obvious benefit is that they'll be healthy. And then it is also a tool that can be useful in weight management. And then other than that, if people measure the quantities of food they're eating, it means they'll reduce on food wastage. This method can be used anywhere, even in the rural areas where they don't have a scale to weigh the food, because they're using the palm of your hand to estimate the quantity of the food. The method has come at a good time, and as a Ministry of Agriculture and Nutrition section, we really appreciate the introduction of this method to us, because now we want to incorporate it in our routine trainings of officers and especially the farmers. But also we are working on a consumer guide, which is basically a simplified document derived from this book, the Zambia Food-Based Dietary Guidelines. So we want to make it simple, and we also include the hand scale in the simplified version, and we will disseminate it through various institutions, the Ministry of Agriculture being the lead, but will also involve other ministries like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Community Development, other partners to come on board, so that together we can disseminate to more people in the country. And that is how we expect to ensure that everybody learns about the hand scale and they can begin to use it.
In irrigation schemes under E-COBSI, fish ponds are promoted by using surplus irrigated water. Harvested fish can be an additional protein and income source.
Since 2022, E-COBSI has been collaborating with GIZ, a German donor, regarding fish pond training. GIZ provided the fish pond training to farmers in the E-COBSI irrigation scheme.
How the government can collaborate with the JICA regarding to issues of fish farming, it is through the already established irrigation schemes in some areas where there is a good amount of water, through this project which we call the E-COBSI. So through the same E-COBSI, where we have seen this, the promotion of simple technology, where they are using locally available materials in which they are constructing the weir and also the canals. And through the same canals, we are able to do the irrigation farming, most especially the issues of the vegetables along, and also other crops that are grown there. So it's possible that fish farming can be supported as long as the farmers, they are willing, meaning that they'll be able to do fish farming within the irrigation schemes.
Due to the construction of that simple weir also has helped us to introduce fish ponds. The canal feeds into the fish pond before it actually goes to the stream, so they can now grow their own fish and improve the nutrition and also improve the income of their households.
Akale olo twalelima fe cabbage twalebika fe mumpoto nokuya mukushitisha. Pali nomba olo baisa koba E-COBSI baisa tusambilisha pali nutrition. Twaliambako okwipikako ama fritters tulebulako cabbage twabula nama carrots twashitako na tuflaulo twashitako n'otuma eggs twapanga ama fritters. Elwakali abana balelwala sana malnutrition. Hospital twale ama days dying. Nomba pali noshita tatuletwala abana kuma hospital. Mulandi unatusambirira malnutrition. Ifefe tusambirire filelenga n'okweba ati umuntu uli pabukulu alekwata amaka. Akale olo tatwale ipikefi bana chifyashi bale kwata ama problems ayengi limbi bapapira kufieta limbi babachita operation mlandu wako bati amaka yale chepa.
From several activities, E-COBSI contributed to the irrigated area of the Zambian country. In the follow-up provinces, trained farmers developed 2,183 hectares irrigated land. Meanwhile, in new target provinces, trained farmers developed 1,146 hectares irrigated land and constructed 3 permanent weirs. In total, E-COBSI developed 3,330.2 hectares irrigated land and constructed 3 permanent weirs in 6 provinces. E-COBSI has also helped beneficiaries over the past 5 years. In the follow-up provinces, the number of beneficiaries is 24,161 people. Meanwhile, in new target provinces, the number of beneficiaries is 16,218 people. In total, the number of beneficiaries in E-COBSI is 40,379.
So the project has had a lot of impact so far, though it's coming to an end. We have seen land being brought under irrigation for the small-scale farmers in these 6 provinces. In terms of livelihoods, also the livelihoods of the farmers have improved because most of the farmers now, they have stopped depending on red-fed agriculture, because now they are able to do irrigated agriculture, or rather practice agriculture throughout the year, because now they have water which can be brought to their farmland and practice horticultural activities. So the project has been of help to the farmers because the focus of the project has been a self-help approach where farmers can actually construct these infrastructures on their own, of course with the guidance of the technical people from the Ministry of Agriculture. Because we are using locally available material, the farmers are provided with technical assistance to construct this infrastructure, and the cost is very minimum.
Our farming community has appreciated the project because it has brought about simple irrigation technologies that farmers are able to implement without having to buy expensive equipment and machinery. The farmers right now are very appreciative of the project because they are able to produce throughout the year. Right now, most of our farmers look at farming as a business. This also has brought tremendous, success within the farming communities, because it has also brought men on board and even the male youth on board. Everybody now in these areas where we have E-COBSI understands that, food and nutrition is not just an activity for the women within the communities. Even men have to play a very big role in terms of food security in the homes. Right now we have men who can cook most of the recipes that are being promoted. These are balanced diets. And these diets, have helped to improve the health of the children in the communities, even just the adults as well. When you visit most of the sites where we have E-COBSI and where nutrition programs are running, you can actually see a difference. The community looks healthier, the children are happy and look very, very healthy. So what that means is that, visits to the clinics and hospitals are reduced because their bodies are getting enough nutrients from the food that they are eating.
So normally, to ensure that resources are effectively used under this concept, we normally start off with a simple weir. We use these materials to block the stream, to take the water to where we want to, because these resources are cheap. They're easily found within these rural areas, and therefore us using those materials makes the construction very cheap and really affordable to the local farmers. When we have seen that, the farmers seem to have really bought into the concept. Since these simple weirs, you have to reconstruct them every year, we then say, maybe the next stage now is, let's try and construct a permanent weir which is made out of cement and a bit more expensive, because the farmers have proved themselves that actually they really are interested. So in this case, we'll put up a permanent weir as a way of blocking water and taking it to where we want to farm. The advantages of a permanent weir are that the farmer doesn't have to reconstruct this weir every year. And the other advantage is that the amount of water harvested from a permanent weir is quite a lot, so much that actually even the hectareage brought under irrigation is quite big, usually in the range of about maybe 10 hectares, whereas with a simple weir maybe it's only about 2 hectares.
E-COBSI is a unique irrigation development approach targeting small-scale farmers in community who are majority here in Zambia. The aims of E-COBSI are to boost the household income level of small-scale farmers through increasing amount of agricultural commodities cultivated by themselves, and to promote the food diversification from food security aspect as well. E-COBSI started here in Zambia in 2009, since contributing to the expansion of irrigated areas and increasing and stabilizing agricultural production. Furthermore, by addition of SHEP approach, which is market-oriented farming and nutrition improvement components, E-COBSI has created synergies and yielded high result. Thus, E-COBSI has high affinity with other development approaches, and it means that the future expansion of E-COBSI is expected in Zambia.
To improve the sustainability of the project activities, stakeholders in the project were optimistic about a brighter future.
We have seen an increase in irrigated land through provision of suitable irrigation infrastructure. These are permanent weirs and temporal weirs. Then because of that, we have seen an increase in crop production, especially horticultural crops, these being vegetables. And then because now farmers are able to produce during periods when there is no rain, through irrigation, they are able now to raise more money from crop production. So meaning they have increased incomes or sources of incomes rather than just depending on maize. And then we have seen as well there is diversified diets among the smallholder farmers who are involved in irrigation. They are able to use some of these crops they produce for home consumption.
The lessons we have learned from E-COBSI, if these lessons could be replicated by government and other cooperating partners in other provinces and districts with the similar geographical advantages such as wetlands and so forth, I think this country would be talking in a different language. For instance, the areas that I'm talking about in Mufulira and Kalulushi, it was dry season, but we found a crop of fresh maize standing, a crop of vegetables, very fresh vegetables. So if we could replicate this in other countries, the concept itself is very, very good, and we would want as a ministry to promote this concept across the country, because it's very easy to operate, it's inexpensive. The livelihoods of the farmers have changed significantly. There are farmers that have bought vehicles, farmers whose housing units have been improved. The people built new houses. Our wish as a ministry is to ensure that the lessons we have learned from E-COBSI do not just end in these 45 districts, but we take them up into other provinces and districts so that we replicate these lessons. And I think with that, we should be able to attain national food security in addition to the household food security, which comes with the E-COBSI concept, and of course not to mention the increased farmers' incomes and better livelihoods.